Scrollable list view in a non-scrollable screen. First, I would like to show the symptom. People are confused, including me. I was confused by this issue because when you're testing on the web, which is what Flutterflow is doing when you're running the app online, then you're testing on the web. And when you're testing on the web, there's proper scrolling for many list views that don't actually work eventually on the iPhone. So I haven't tried on Android, but there are a lot of posts about this. So let's explore this issue. This is the symptom. This was step one. Now this is what happens when you deploy. So what I did was I pushed to repo, which exports the code. I built locally using Xcode. And then I looked at the simulator, which shows how it would look on the Apple device. And you can see it doesn't scroll. You can't scroll the list view, even though it worked absolutely beautifully in the environment on the web, in the Flutterflow test environment. But if I make a couple of changes where I remove the single child scroll view and I put the list view into an expanded view, then scrolling starts working. So expanded by itself will enable a list view to scroll, and there's no reason the single child for the single child scroll will. In fact, if you put it in, it will not work. For this, the following changes needed to be made to the code that Flutterflow was producing. This is the exported source code. So as you guys can see, I had to take out single child scroll view, and I just have a simple column. It had under the safe area, it had a single child scroll view with a column in it, which is how you normally would make a column scrollable, but we don't want the entire screen scrollable. We just want a normal column. So I just left the column in there, but the single child scroll view was taken out. And an expanded was put in front of the list box. So this makes the list box scrollable while leaving the column, the entire screen, which has my column, like there's an overarching column for the entire screen, unscrollable, which is the effect that I wanted. So now it works. In Flutterflow, to make this happen, so that we would not have to edit the Flutter code directly, and we wouldn't have to export the code to make it work, the following changes needed to be made. There's a column here, which a lot of people have, which is an overarching column for the entire screen, that needed to be made non-scrollable. So I just go in here in the right and I say not scrollable. If it lets me do that, it's not scrollable. And I go into the list view, and here I say expanded, and that should do it. So list view is expanded and the column is not scrollable, should do the trick.